Magandang araw po sa inyong lahat. Good day everyone. Today we are making a 2-tier semi-naked wedding cake. This will be 6 by 6 for the bottom tier and 4 by 6 for the upper tier plus real fresh flowers. So come on, let's get started. So the first thing that we'll have to do is our buttermilk, and we're gonna use milk and white vinegar of course. So for every 1 cup of milk, I remove 1 tablespoon and I replace it with white vinegar. Now we'll have to set this aside for at least 5 minutes before we can use it. Now while we are waiting for the buttermilk, we will start sifting our dry ingredients. We started with our brown sugar, and we used 2 cups of brown sugar, plus we have 2 cups of APF all-purpose flour and 3/4 cup of cocoa powder. We also add 1 teaspoon of baking soda and a pinch of salt. So just to correct it guys, I don't sift my brown sugar. I just put it straight into the bowl and just make sure it doesn't have any lumps. Now, I always use brown sugar because it makes our cakes more moist. So that's one tip for you guys. Now that we have all the dry ingredients in the bowl, we'll just have to make sure that we mix it evenly. Now, as you noticed, I have 2 bowls here. I put 1 set in each bowl because if I combine it in single bowl, it will be such a huge mess because it won't fit in. So I would rather do it this way. So yeah, we're just gonna continue to mix the other bowl of dry ingredients, and we'll proceed on to our wet ingredients afterwards. So for our wet ingredients, I have added half a cup of oil for each of the bowls, plus a teaspoon of vanilla, and I started cracking the eggs. Now for the eggs, I would prefer to crack it and put it in the measuring cup first before I mix it with the other wet ingredients. Why? Because just like what happened in this video, the brown egg, the last one that I cracked, is actually bugok. I'm not really sure what is the proper term for bugok in English, or if you guys know, just leave it in the comment section below. So here, we're just gonna mix the wet and the dry ingredients together. Now I have another tip, that is the tip number 2 for you guys. To make a very moist chocolate cake, we will add a cup of hot water for each of the bowls. And as you can see, your cake batter will be more liquefied. So once we are done mixing our cake batter, we will scoop this into our prepared cake molds, and make sure you preheat your oven first before popping this in for 35 to 40 minutes with 180 degrees Celsius. Now once our cake is out of the oven, we will let it cool for about 2 hours before we proceed on to adding or to coating the cake with chocolate ganache, and let it set for 5 to 10 minutes in the fridge. Now while we are waiting, I have started preparing the buttercream, and I used 1 block of Anchor butter plus 1 cup of icing sugar, and we're just gonna mix it together until we reach the desired consistency. Now for the cake, we will be applying another thin layer of the buttercream icing, plus we're gonna put in the dowels for the lower tier just to make sure that it can hold or it can carry the upper tier. And once we're done, we're gonna stack the cake together and start working on our flowers. Now for the flowers, we are using fresh, mostly red flowers. Why? Because this is what the customer has chosen, and the wedding motif color is red. Now to complete the look, I will add edible gold leaves, and I have cut small thin red fondant just to make it look like petals that fall off the flowers on top. So this is our final look for the wedding cake. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. See you next time. Bye!